Hello, welcome back to another Tesla video with me, Adam Uninformed. Well, it worked. The video title caught your eye, so now I'm obligated to tell you why this Tesla Model 3 long range works out to be £286 per month in comparison to a BMW 3 Series. Now, I'm currently a Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive owner and have been for over 27 months now, and I've since watched the used Tesla car market remain stubbornly high for around 22 months, and then since the used car market has dropped considerably, it is now somewhat normalised at these new record low prices. This is simply awesome news for potential buyers like yourselves, and having seen that happen in real time, I know there are some real used Tesla gems out there, not only in the UK but around the globe. Therefore, for this very video, I thought why not make a transparent challenge to see how cheap I can get a reasonable Tesla Model 3 long range and then compare the costs to a fossil fuel alternative. That alternative is the petrol powered BMW 3 Series 330i M Sport. Now, we're never going to get a one-for-one petrol alternative, but this is a similar spec and it misses just a few features like indicators, for example. Yes, tongue in cheek. Anyhow, if you are in the market for a new car and you've never considered an electric car before, or you're interested in securing your first Tesla at a more affordable price, you've came to the right video. I will break down a Tesla EV cost of ownership economics that effectively make this Tesla £10,200 cheaper than the BMW over a 5-year period. Not only that, I will also use this video to reassure you that purchasing a used Tesla over that very time frame should not be a concern for a new owner like yourself, transitioning to potentially your first electric car, as I'm sure some of you may be hesitant or concerned about acquiring a used electric car. Am I right? So not only will I talk about the figures, I thought it'd be right of me to try put some of them concerns to bed for you in this very video. Anyhow, lots to get through, so before we get into it, please do hit that like button to show me some of your virtual love and support for Tesla and EVs. Hit the subscribe button so you can continue on this EV journey with me, and finally, hit the notification bell so you're notified of all my upcoming electric car videos as soon as they're available. Right folks, let's get into it. To kickstart this comparison and to be totally transparent with you on how I get to the £286 per month for the Tesla Model 3, this is purely because of the cost of ownership economics and not the ticket price. Cost of car ownership as you know it with your current petrol or diesel car is not the same for an electric car. What you're about to see and witness is that the ongoing costs are so significantly different. You may pay more per month for the actual car payment. Well, not in this particular case because it's exactly the same price, but when you factor in every other costs, need to own and operate your car over a year, and in this very example, it should cost you over £2,000 more to buy and operate this BMW 3 Series over a year. Yes, you did hear me correctly. With used Teslas dropping in price recently, this Tesla Model 3 I found on the used inventory is only £300 different to this used BMW 3 Series from an approved dealer. This is just one example, but it's evident that you can now buy and physically pay the same per month for a fossil fuel alternative to a used Tesla now. Gone is the argument that buying a used Tesla is more or just as expensive as buying a new Tesla, and this is going to open the door to so many aspirational owners because ultimately they're much cheaper to buy now. So before getting into the costs and the figures, I just want to dedicate a small section of the video on why buying a used Tesla Model 3 should be low risk to you when it comes to potential concerns around battery life or even the powertrain longevity. I know it's not shiny new, but I understand some of you still may be super hesitant because of that very reason. So why should you consider buying a used Tesla Model 3 over a new Tesla Model 3? Firstly, have you seen the cost difference in the retail price? This all but normalizes the ticket prices between Tesla EVs and its fossil fuel alternatives. Let's look at our examples again. This Tesla Model 3 is a 2019 Model 3 long range. It will have a standard warranty plus another year's used car warranty, and that will give you at least 1.5 years of standard warranty against mechanical failures. Plus, you will have a battery and powertrain warranty up to 2027, and these are both subject to mileage limits as shown on the screen. So if you are hesitant to proceed because it's a battery-powered vehicle, this warranty is peace of mind, as knowing you have this warranty for another 4 years can mitigate the reliability gremlins that you're probably fearing the most. To add to that in a more informative way, to experience a battery failure on a Tesla is going to be an extremely rare occurrence, but even if it did, you have a generous battery warranty that lasts for up to 8 years depending on how old the vehicle is when you buy it as well as the mileage. Even when it comes to battery degradation, If it falls below a set threshold over that time, which I believe is 70%, then that should be covered by the warranty. Here I can show you some real data which demonstrates that the Tesla Model S and X on average still had 90 to the high 80% range worth of its original battery capacity after 200,000 miles driven. Better yet, this is from the old Tesla Model S and X, and these Model 3s have the new and improved battery packs. Therefore, these cars and the battery packs are designed to last beyond its warranty period, and this fleet data shows exactly that. The BMW, on the other hand, well, I had trouble finding any used car warranty as standard, but from new it should have come with a standard warranty and a powertrain warranty of 4 years or just 50,000 miles. So if that warranty comes with the vehicle, it will take it only to 2024. That and the BMW requires a service every year to maintain the car and the engine, whereas the Tesla is serviced on an as-needed basis, and that's probably down to Tesla having considerably fewer moving parts compared to its petrol-fueled alternative. And so Tesla parts generally need replacing less often, and that includes the brakes as well. So to round this section off before we deep dive into the figures, reliability, warranty and servicing in a Tesla really should be less of a concern than you may have initially anticipated. If you didn't already know, Teslas have been designed from the ground up to break down less often. Whether you believe it or not, they were all designed to be robotaxis of the future at some point. And if they do, then you should have a fairly generous warranty available. Anyhow, if you are less hesitant about going full electric, let's get into the figures of this. So both of these vehicles are priced within £300 of each other, and so I simulated how much a loan would be if we placed a sufficient deposit needed for a £23,000 loan for both cars. Over a 5-year period, that came out to be £431 per month. Remember, that's the same monthly costs for both vehicles, and I've just ignored the additional £300 deposit required for the Tesla Model 3, simply because that's going to get absolutely swallowed up in a second. I know what you're thinking, £431 for both the Tesla and the BMW? That's not the £286 per month I said earlier. Yes, you're right, but what I'm about to show you is that owning and operating this car is like buying a £286 per month vehicle in conventional petrol car economics. This is the Tesla cost advantage that I'm sharing with you today. The electric car cost of ownership magic is what will really tear this number to shreds. So we're assuming we're paying £431 for both cars. It's even Steven so far. So what about everything else then? So the running costs for the average driver doing 10,000 miles a year on rated efficiencies, it will work out like so. Petrol cost for a month will be £124.28 compared to electric at £16.20. Huge difference here, and I'll explain why later. Insurance was ever so slightly more expensive in the Tesla, this being around £3 more per month. The servicing, well, that averaged out at £25 per month for the BMW. Remember, this is for the service only. We're not including any scheduled maintenance like cam belt replacements or spark plugs. This is just for the service to take place. The Tesla doesn't need that service plan as it's done on an as-needed basis, so that's been zeroed. Finally, in the UK, we have exercise duty of £40.83 for the BMW, and at the moment, Tesla is exempt from this tax. For total clarity, it had been announced that it may change in 2025, but we just don't know if that's going to materialise. This gives us a net difference of £170 difference for the Tesla Model 3's favour over the month, or £2,040 over the year. Remember, we're not including any scheduled maintenance costs or wear and tear costs like tyres or brakes, for which I'd also expect that to work in the Tesla Model 3's favour too. However, it's simply not possible to put a figure on it in a fair manner. If you times that yearly cost for the 5-year term of the loan payments, the savings would rack up to a monstrous £10,200, and that difference is mostly because the car is more efficient and it's cheaper to charge. The charging costs are solely from home charging, for which over 2/3 of households in the UK can do so, and the tariff is from an EV tariff called Octopus Intelligent. Did a dedicated video about that, so I'll put that on the screen now, or you can take a look at the plan via my referral link in the description below. For clarity, the petrol price was taken from the RAC website for an average price at the time. We also assume that these prices remain the same over a 5-year period to provide you with a reasonable estimate. So to conclude, driving this Tesla Model 3 over that BMW 3 Series alternative is projected to save over £170 per month. That therefore is like paying £286 per month for a Tesla Model 3. That's because the other cost of ownership items that everyone has to pay to own and run that BMW 3 Series or any other similar fossil fueled car would be considerably higher. So what I really wanted to drill home here is the total cost that you pay per month. From an annualized figure, the Tesla Model 3 will blow the BMW 3 Series out of the water, as you've just witnessed. It really cannot compete against this used Tesla Model 3. It's not only the cost that makes this Tesla Model 3 a massive pull factor here, it's also the maintenance, the servicing, the warranty, plus the tax incentives, which may be more generous in your home country compared to mine in the UK. My personal opinion on this topic is somewhat swayed because of my own ownership experience, but these are simply facts about the cost of ownership that just cannot be ignored. Once consumers understand these advantages and the economics of doing so, paying for a fossil fuel alternative will have this massive premium tied to it, and some will continue to pay it knowingly and equally unknowingly. But for others, well, is it worth the £170 per month more? I feel many people will disagree with that statement once it all sinks in. And when it does, I suspect used Tesla Model 3s will become extremely popular once the advantages are known mainstream. So what do you guys think? If you are an existing owner, how do these costs stack up with your own experience? And if you are interested, I did a cost review after 2 years of ownership if you want to see some real life data from myself. For new aspirational owners, did you expect this outcome? And has it impacted your thinking when it comes to buying your next used car? If you're not sure what to comment and you want to show me you got this far in the video, you can simply comment Tesla has indicators and I'll give you a cheeky thumbs up for the support. If you've not already done so, please do hit the like button, subscribe, share the video with your friends, family and any other groups that may find it beneficial. As always, you folks have been great and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.